Hey everybody, this is episode 52, and not a second attempt at the episode formerly known as 52. This is Weird Bias, aka Bacon. I have 8-Bit, and I have Blade with me.
You certainly do.
So, the first few minutes here are going to detail a interesting little trick.
And also, if you notice, this episode has absolutely no continuity.
I'm sorry, man.
Figure it out. What are we...
Balthier is immobilized.
Okay.
Fran is not. Now, you might have seen what just happened here, but I will go into minutiae in the next screen about what just happened here. Are you excited as I am?
We left Balthier to die?
Yes. In fact, actually, it won't work in this next little area, but we shall see here part of it. So you'll notice that I'm switching between Fran and Balthier on occasion. The reason for this is that immobilize, like if you immobilize a character and they're far enough away from any other enemy, it counts actually as a reset for that area. So, for example, with Balthier still on the map right now, if I were to switch to him, it wouldn't do anything, but now that he's far enough away, enemies that are nearby get reset. So any enemies around me can be effectively moved just by switching to Balthier. It's easiest to see right now with the map because that's what I'm mainly basing it off of. So when I start to see enemies off in the distance on the map, or like right now, then I just have to switch to Balthier. And Immobilize actually wore off there, so he's starting to follow me. But this is a great way if you're trying to actually get equipment or you're trying to find things in this game, because this way you don't have to worry about enemies crawling up to you and messing with you.
I like that you use Balthier and Fran for this demonstration.
I know, right? I know.
What else? We're going over Espers this episode, right?
Yeah.
Wait, isn't there another shitty game mechanic that we've never used?
Yeah, we'll get to that later. But anyways, the main reason the other reason I'm showing this off is I just got a set of lordly robes. They're the best magic-related equipment in the game. They
just got those, you know.
Yeah.
We were level 99 at last episode and got some shit, but we just got the lordly robes.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Anyway, so this is the episode I go through the rest of the Espers. I don't believe I missed any. I don't really care if I did or didn't, so there's that. This is Shemhazai. We got that back in the Great Crystal. And you'll notice that Fran is not using attack, but is using Knot of Rust. A Knot of Rust is actually a item that you can get. It's a kind of strange item, actually. How it works is it works on sort of a percentage, like on a random number basis. So it is your current HP times divided by a random number. So anything from 1 to 10. So by using a Knot of Rust, you can either, do like at 9,999 health, it'll do anywhere from 1,000 something to, max damage. Shemhazai has an ability actually that is unique in this game. Its damage calculation is based on how many Knot of Rust. Well, actually, the damage that a Knot of Rust has done. So the more you use, Knot of Rust, the more Shemhazai uses Devour Soul, the more damage that Shemhazai's special attack will do. This is shared with one other item called the Dark Matter. And yeah, this is Soul Purge, the Esper's special attack that just sort of... This is what uses that damage calculation based on the damage done by Knot of Rust and its own attack. So it's one of the few abilities that actually can break the damage cap. So by leveling up a Knot of Rust and all that, you can hit a cap of about 60,000 with this attack or the Dark Matter as an item. So it's kind of situationally useful, actually, as a result of that. Like, that attack did, double 9,999, but the damage calculation is based off of how much damage is done from that.
They're all level 99 again.
Yeah. Yeah. So enough of that. Enough of the...
Well, I'm just curious, how much of that is actually explained in-game?
Not at all.
What is the item description for a Knot of Rust?
Oh, well, we have time, so give me a second.
The item description is a knot of rust.
Because, when I envision a knot of rust, that's not what I think of. Something that, manipulates the laws of the universe in that way.
Well, I mean, it's just an item. Whatever. I mean, I don't know. Just not a rust. Yeah, I'm just trying to look it up right now in the guide I have. I don't know if it has the description or not, but we'll see. Everything drops one of these things, or if a chest has a potion, if you have the diamond armlet on, it'll drop that. But anyway, this is Hashmal. We got him in the Pharos at Rana in the elevator. Still uses that god-awful ability name.
Rock Sword.
So he's Earth Elemental. He's not a really great Esper. He doesn't have a lot of majorly damaging attacks or anything like that, so... Not my favorite. I've mentioned it before, but a lot of Espers just don't do consistent enough damage to be able to justify using them, really. They also have a problem where they can only last for so long, or if they get, if an Esper goes down, then what? If they get their HP reduced to 0, they just get dismissed automatically, so they won't use their special ability if they were ready to do that, or you lose out on your MP, because Espers do cost MP to be able to summon them. Hashmal cost, because Hashmal's a level 2 Esper, I believe, it cost two of my bars worth of MP there. So it is a lot to use, and usually it's not worth the effort of doing, so.
Time's up.
For some of the ones like Hashmal, it's pretty boring. So.
It's pretty strange that he's so useless, because he's a pretty late game addition.
Yeah.
And now Chaos, who's a really late game addition as well.
Yeah, well, Chaos is one of the optional ones, so that can be a little bit better in terms of, their use sometimes. But it really depends. Some of them are more useful than others, and some of them end up being, even some of the early level ones can be a lot better than you sometimes think. So, Chaos again is a wind elemental for some reason. I really don't understand that, contextually, considering that most of these are based off of other games and other Final Fantasies, like Chaos is from the Final Fantasy 1, and I don't remember Chaos ever using wind-based attacks, really. I mean, that game had Tiamat, right? So.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't get why Chaos is a wind elemental.
It also had the Lich.
Yeah, which was Earth, and Kraken, and is it Mary or
Marilith?
Marilith. I never remember Marilith because it honestly depends on
Madrigold. What the fuck did Chaos just do?
Truth be told, I wasn't paying attention.
Why would you?
I'm sorry, man. Aeroga?
God damn, Aeroga's doing 4-9 damage.
You do realize these enemies are actually weak to it. To wind, actually. So it was kind of like falsely showing off his ability to some extent. So now, mind you, air magic actually is one of the few ones that has resistance. Like, not a lot of things have resistance to wind-based magic, so it actually makes him quite a bit more useful than some of the other ones in terms of damage dealt.
This much to summon a tornado.
Yeah, I know. Lots of fun. So just to explain as well with some of these, because it is a little complex, like, I didn't show off Hashmal's special ability, and I probably will do sort of a after everything video just to show off some of the stuff I did end up missing in this little demonstration. But for example, Hashmal will only use his special ability called Gaia's Wrath if the summoner's HP is less than 10%. Is the condition for it. So a lot of them have a condition that would be when the summon time is less than 10 seconds, then they use their special ability, or when their own HP is less than 30%, that they'll use something. So in order to use Hashmal's good ability, strongest ability, which probably has the most damage and most attack of any of the things there, most diameter of it, you have to be at a low health, which doesn't make a lot of sense. So makes it less viable in terms of strategy. So Mateus we've had for a long time. I just never showed off. Nice and boring.
There's nothing going on in this episode.
Well, there's a lot of stuff I'm explaining here, so I hope that's good enough for everybody who's watching the video that I am explaining this game. So, Mateus is primarily ice-based, which is kind of odd considering it's like a crazy mermaid fish thing. I actually did really enjoy the backstory for this one, that it was an evil lord that decided, hey, I'm just gonna take this ice goddess, or strap her to my chest and go from there. What a dick.
Oh, okay.
Oh man, and not bad damage actually from that one.
What's next? We've already seen Belias.
Yeah, for like 3 seconds.
That was enough.
That pretty much was enough. As you shall see in this video, he's kind of awful. Like, as the first Esper, he really does not have anything really going for him.
I remember that guy.
So let's see here. So, just some random facts. An Esper's regular attack is actually calculated based on your sword damage formula. So it uses the same formula that a sword would do, basically. And let's see what else we got here. Most Espers actually automatically have Liber on, so you can see traps and see enemy information, etc., etc. The Belias is pretty weak, unfortunately. His stats are based off of the level of the summoner. So, for example, his 4,367 HP is the maximum HP he will ever get. as a result of the mind level. Same with his strength. His strength actually will hit the cap at 99, so will his magic, vitality and speed at 49. But he's still very, very weak because he has a set attack and defense and magic defense that are pathetic compared to any of the other monsters in this game. So, like, just as a comparison, his defense is set to 20, and that can't change, while Mateus's defense is set to 39, and that's the second esper you get. So he makes her a very pathetic esper. Kind of useful in the early game, but unless you're like, he's not. I wouldn't say he's that useful. Getting to the other level 3 esper. One of the other level 3 espers we got here is Ultima. Ultima's like actually a pretty strong one. So let's see here. Wish I knew what she was saying. I'm just going to point out right now that the guide that I'm currently reading some of this information from currently says on the HAWT scale, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 out of 10 on the hot scale.
What?
Yes.
What kind of creeper is writing this stuff?
A Final Fantasy creeper.
I mean, I didn't get a very good look at that summon, but it looked like some kind of flying machine.
Fine.
Doesn't it have, like, propeller blades?
It's like basically a female on top of a bunch of metal stuff. I don't know.
I thought it was someone who just, like, got off to propellers. I don't know.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. I had to... Unfortunately, Ultima was cancelled out due to being dismissed, so I will have to show her off some more another time. Actually, Ultima is pretty useful because primarily uses Holy, so... So, uses an ability called Redemption, which is Holy based. Also uses Flare if somebody's absorbs Holy. And again, has a very strict condition for using its ultimate attack, which is Summoner and Esper has to be in critical HP. This is Zalera. Zalera is not very good in this area. It was probably the worst choice for this area, actually, to show off. Zalera primarily uses auto killing attacks, basically. So if its HP, and it's mostly based on what its HP is set to, so if its HP is above 80%, it'll always use the ability kill as part of its gambit set. One thing that would have been really nice with Espers, and I believe this is in the international version, is you can set up gambits for them. And even weirder, even though Zalera is a primarily, using an ability called Kill, it actually absorbs Holy. Strange enough, it's immune to all elements except for Holy, and it has a thing that says if self HP is less than 100%, use Holy on yourself.
Kill it with kindness, I guess.
No. Final Fantasy naming conventions.
Oh god. Again, this one had had an actually odd
Zeromus, go Zeromus!
Yeah, Zeromus is So what kind of abilities, what kind of elemental stuff do you think he would use, 8-bit?
Dark. Alternatively, physical attacks.
Neither. Mostly, he will use
Gravity?
gravity-based.
Ooh.
Yeah. So gravity well is based on the following on the following stuff. So max HP minus current HP times 2 is equal to the damage. So let's see here. How much damage does gravity well do to that enemy? Not very much, because his HP is like basically max right now. So it's another one of those things where, due to its gimmick, it doesn't do much damage at all. Which is really frustrating. Because I mean, if you need to keep a Esper in a very critical state in order to use it, it becomes very, very hard to control, very hard to get much damage out of it, very hard to make it a viable alternative to anything, and it just ends up seeming like a waste of your MP at the end. So, and again, because I'm at level 99, the HP that you see there is the limit to it. So he won't use anything other than that. So, Big Bang actually uses nearly the exact same formula as Gravity Well, which means it's very situational. But does this not look like final boss of Final Fantasy IV? With a crab claw for some reason. So it's the same formula, except instead of times 2, it's actually times 5 for this one. So at most it can do maybe, yeah, it does about 7,000 there, but it's not very good. I appreciate the fact that I can actually just ramble off on this, and I could probably call both of you morons and idiots and wouldn't have anything to say about it. In fact, I'm just gonna check Skype. Are they still there? Seems like they're there.
You should appreciate that.
Yeah, this episode's awful.
It's not awful, it's just slow. So, Famfrit, being one of the other last Espers, actually is decent compared to some of the other ones. Like, look at that damage coming out. Now, mind you, that's at level 99, which is still stupid. Stupid, but what do you do? Let's see here. Yeah, it actually has a decent, like, attack stat. It has a decent defense. The actual attack damage for Briny Cannonade does a fair bit. So,
Blade, I feel like Bacon doesn't need us for this episode.
I know it's
because we've had nothing to say about anything.
Well, I don't blame you. I mean, this isn't the most interesting stuff to see.
A bit dry. But...
Well, I think 51 was worse, but well, because 51 I didn't have much to say about anything other than, oh, well, we got some people drunk. Woohoo.
51 was awful.
Yeah.
It sounds pretty fun, I'm not gonna lie.
It's enjoyable, we just didn't have a lot to say about it. So...
Same with this one, I'm just kinda watching these.
These, like, attack animations they have are wonderful. Like, I don't know why they didn't
Zeromus
include
looks
these.
like X-Death.
He kinda did, actually, yeah, He didn't look quite as much like the FF4 Zeromus, really.
Wait, Zeromus is water?
This is Famfrit, you moron.
Oh, well,
You're not
then
paying
Famfrit.
attention.
I'm not paying attention. Famfrit looks like...
Famfrit
X-Death.
then looks like X-Death.
That guy
Sure.
looks like X-Death.
Yeah. Oh god, 8-bit.
Oh god, Zodiac. Isn't that the last one?
Yeah, Zodiac is by far the best of them, really.
Of course you have Ash Summoner.
Yeah, that's because I gave it to Ash. Zodiac has probably the highest attack of any of the espers, highest defense and pretty high magic defense. Its attacks are all very, very strong.
Oh wow.
It'll cast Flare, which is a decently strong attack. If something that's only if an enemy absorbs darkness, which skeletons do. If they're weak to dark magic, because Zodiac is essentially the dark elemental one. He'll use Banish Ray, which has nearly maximum attack damage for a single elemental attack. So it can easily do the maximum amount of damage. This is another one I unfortunately don't get to show off his final attack because I wasn't looking these up at the time I was doing all this. For some reason, he's really slow at moving, which is annoying as hell. Yeah, Banish Ray just does 999 at this point. Final Eclipse is his last attack, and it just straight up does 50,000 damage. Is how it works. There's no calculation to it other than 50,000. And you know what the condition for using it? This is the only condition. The summoner has to be petrified.
Awful.
Yep.
Game over. Okay, bye.
We're done. Get out.